Hi everyone, this is Violet from High Cards. I hope you're having a great day. In today's video, I'm starting an 8-part series where I review all the shiny Pokemon and put them all onto a tier list. Now, I've already got the Gen 1 Pokemon all on a tier list, all nice and ready, including alternate forms, regional forms, megas, etc, etc. So, I won't go over every single one as I'll just make this video so ridiculously long. I'll just go over some general ones, maybe give a reason on some specific ones. Let us begin. So Articuno is my favourite shiny of Generation 1. I love its Snow White aesthetic, looks phenomenal. The Ponytail line, Farfetch'd are really good, solid shinies. Doduo and Dodria I didn't think I was gonna like, but I really do like it ever since I got a shiny one in Pokemon Go. And the Voltorbs both are phenomenal, probably prefer the Hisuian. So we'll put that nicely on top. Kangaskhan and Mega is awesome. Very, very awesome. The Sea King and the Pinsir line, I just think are great shinies. Even though I don't like Mega Pinsir, I can appreciate that shiny Mega Pinsir is quite nice. Shiny Magikarp is probably one of the most simple shinies out there, and it's one of the better ones. Simple, just change from red to yellow and call it a day. G-Max Lapras and regular Lapras are just so pretty and lovely to look at. Ditto's one of my favourite Gen 1 Pokemon. It's just so adorable and fun. And has a lovely shiny to go with it. Eevee and G-Max Eevee, one of my favourites from Gen 1 also. Phenomenal shinies. And we have Dratini and Dragonair. Lovely indeed. Pink is my favourite colour and they just look phenomenal. If I had it my way, I wouldn't evolve Dragonair to Dragonite, and I won't, since it is my choice, because Dragonite is all the way in F. Venusaur line, Squirtle, Caterpie line, Mega Beedrill, Sandslash Cantonian, Ninetales Cantonian, the Bellsprout line, and the Oddish line, Galarian Slowpoke line, excluding Galarian Slowking. Not sure where Galarian Slowking is. I don't know if I put it on this list. Staryu line, Tauros, Gyarados, Vaporeon, Porygon, Omastar line, Galarian Zapdos, Galarian Moltres, and Mewtwo. Now these are all good shinies, not great shinies. Actually, I'll rephrase that. These are great shinies, but not amazing shinies. I really am happy with Mewtwo's simple change from pinkish purple to green. These two birds looking like their original default birds from the Kanto region. You'll discover that Articuno's all the way at the bottom. Oh wait, no, it's on D. I moved it up from F. But we'll get to that later. Some of the starters I like. Don't really like the other stages of the Blastoise line. We'll see later. I think that's notable ones covered. Gyarados, just like Magikarp, simple change of colour and works very well. I just prefer Magikarp. B, we have some of the Bulbasaur lines, some of the Caterpie line, the Raticate, Cantonian. We have Raichu, Alolan, Sandslash, Alolan, Nidorina line, male and female, excluding Nidoqueen, Paris, Venonat line. We have the Meowth line with Cantonian and Alolan Meowth, and Galarian Meowth also with Alolan Persian. Tentacle line, we have Golem Cantonian. We have Slowbro, Magnemite line, Gigantamax Gengar, Mega Gengar, Coughing line, Chansey, Mr. Mime, and Magmar. These are all average, like they're good, just not great nor amazing. I like them in their own regards. Notable ones would be like Mr. Mime. I don't like Mr. Mime, but I like it shiny. Green is my second favourite colour, so it's a good shiny in my opinion. Magmar has pink, my favourite. I may not like most of the Ghastly line, but I can appreciate Mega Gengar and Gigantamax Gengar look phenomenal. But not like A or S tier, just B tier is good enough. Nidoqueen isn't here because it doesn't continue the trend of having the inverted colours. It takes the the green from inside their ears and becomes the main colour of the shiny, which is an odd and bad choice in my opinion. As for C tier, we have the rest of the Squirtle line excluding Wartortle, which will go all the way down at F. We have the Mega Pidgeot, Tata Cantonian, Spearow, Ekans line, Pikachu line excluding Alolan Raichu, as we've already covered, Alolan Sandshrew, Vulpix, Alolan Ninetales, Zubat line, Diglett, Cantonian and Alolan, Mankey, Growlithe, Cantonian and Hisuian, Poliwag line, Abra line, Slowpoke Cantonian, Vulpix, Alolan, Mega Slowbro, Shelter, Hypnoline, we've got Krabby line, Execute line, Lickitung, I got Galarian Weezing, which I'm actually going to drop down to F, but we'll get to that later. We got Goldeen, Mega Gyarados, and Mew. Let's go. So, rest of the Squirtle line excluding Wartortle looked fine in their own regards. Nothing particularly wrong, nothing particularly great. Just think they're okay. Mega Pidgeot looks okay, but it still has the main problem with my opinion on the Pidgey line, which is in D. They barely change. Cantonian Rattata I think looks good, and so does the Spearow line, but like, just not the best. It could have been so much better. So I am very disappointed. It looks okay, it looks good, just very disappointed. Ekans line I'm not a fan of, nor am I a fan of Pikachu line excluding Alolan Raichu. Let's see, Okay, so we have the Alolan Sandshrew. And actually, Ishtalotari taught me that breathing technique. It works quite well. Alolan Sandshrew is not great, I'm sorry. Vulpix, Alolan Ninetales. Really could have been so much better. We have the Zubat and Diglett lines. I think they are good in their own regards, but really could have been so much better. And that's a lot of the problem with C tier, is that they could have been so much better. Mankey, I think, is okay, but once again, could have been so much better. Growlithe line, simply not the biggest fan of them, honestly. I don't like the choice of yellow, as the original colour is so much better and so much intimidating. Yellow just isn't an intimidating colour to me. Poliwag line, barely changes except for Poliwrath, which just doesn't look great. Abra line, not great. A lot more faded out, and it just doesn't look all too great. Geodude is okay. I like the golden aesthetic, but simply they couldn't really improve it all too much more. It's just not a great Pokemon. They couldn't do much to save it, in my opinion. Slowpoke, same problem with the Aberline, just faded out, doesn't look great. Alolan Vulpix, don't like it all too much. Slowbro, Shelter, same problem with a lot of ones on this tier, could have been so much better. Hypnoline, I just don't like the Pokemon, so there wasn't too much saving. Crabbylline actually isn't all too bad, and thinking about it now, I'm going to bring it up to a tier above, because I don't actually mind them too much. Not amazing nor great, but I think they're okay in their own regards. Execute line, I'm going to bring Execute up. The rest can stay there. I think Execute looks really well for like the golden egg aesthetic. The other two take away the golden, except for Alolan Executor, which on the palm tree aesthetic has that golden touch. But yeah, I'll put it above Cantoni Executor for that regard. Licky or Lickitung, I forget which one it is, my apologies. It could have been better. If it was more golden and less faded out, it could have gone a tier above. Goldeen may not be great, but becomes a lot better as Sea King. I'm going to put it above because I don't actually mind its orange aesthetic. So I think it's okay. Mega Gyarados, I don't like it. It could have been just the darker red and that would have worked. And Mew, which I don't think looks great. If it was like green like Mewtwo, I think that would have worked so much better. For D tier, we have Gigantamax Butterfree, the Pidgey-line, Alolan Rattata line, Gigantamax Meowth, Psyduck, Primeape, Alolan Geodude, Alolan Cantonian and Alolan Graveler, Galarian Ponyta line, Seal, Muck, Grimer, Alolan Grimer, Muck, Alolan Muck. I get the region names confused, sorry. Cloyster, Ghastly, Haunter, Cubone line, Hitmonlee and Hitmonchan, Rhyhorn line, Tangela, Electabuzz, Jolteon, Kabuto line, Aerodactyl, Snorlax, and Galarian Articuno. Wow, that one was difficult to say, I'm sorry, it just has a lot of region names in it. So, Gigantamax Butterfree just, I'm not a big fan of its shiny in general, and the fact that like, I'm not a big fan of Butterfree's shiny, so it just could have been so much better in my opinion. Like, I would have liked if the wings changed, so I don't have any strong opinions on it. Pidgey just looks very bad, like green aesthetic, but barely changes, barely noticeable that it is green for one. Alolan Rattata line is not great. The beige burgundy, not a fan. Gigantamax Meowth is okay, but it looks like the pink is less faded out, which is a big no-no for me. Psyduck, I'm just not a big fan of Psyduck, and the blue just, I don't know, just rubs me the wrong way. Primeape, they had something going on for Mankey, which they did actually carry on, I won't deny, but Mankey is somewhat better. Actually, not really. You're going with you're a bit better, you can go above, but you're not too much better. These could have been so much better. And Annihilate from Gen 9 isn't all too great either. Alolan Geodude, Alolan Graveler, Cantonian Graveler. Not great. If they carried on Cantonian Geodude shiny being like golden, then it could have worked so much better. The Galarian Ponyta line, I'm already not a big fan of Galarian Rapidash, but I'm an okay fan of Galarian Ponyta, and these shinies are just terrible. This could have been so much better. Seal barely changes. The Grimer line. I like that its colours are inverted, and I won't deny, I actually should put a Alolan mark all the way, and I completely forgot that was on me. Phenomenal shiny, all the colours pretty, good stuff, good stuff. The other three are not great. The other three are really bad. Cloyster, I don't like the blue on it, really don't. Ghastly, Haunter, Haunter's going in F with Gengar. I don't really like Ghastly, it's not great. Cubone line, don't like the green on it, same with the Hitmons, don't like the green. Sort of the same with Rhyhorn, or Rhydon I think it is, don't like that green. The orangey, not burgundy, the orangey on Rhyhorn is not great. Tangela is going up in C. It's not terrible, but nor is it great. I think it deserves C just because I like the green. Electabuzz is not great. Jolteon is going down in F. Kabuto line is average. It could have been so much better. I would have probably preferred a colour swap inversion for both of the fossils. So I've covered the Omastar line, have I? Where is the Omastar line? Sorry, I'm a bit distracted. I'm now determined to find where the Omastar line is. I didn't have it in S2. No. Oh! Oh, I guess I just liked its colours. But, I don't know, if it had like a blue, and honestly if the Omastar line had a brown, I think it could have looked okay. Aerodactyl just does not suit pink. As much as I have a bias towards pink, it just does not suit pink. Snorlax line barely changes, just becomes a darker shade of blue. And Galarian Articuno suits the original Articuno's colours the worst. Ugh, bad. F tier, we have the Charmander line, all Charizard and blah blah blah. It looks absolutely terrible. I hate Charizard and the whole line, and like, I can't deny that the Charizard and Gigantamax and Charizard Y, I think that is, look okay, but due to my bias towards Charizard having all these gimmicks, just does not go great. We have Wartortle, which looks horrible as a Pokemon and very bad shiny. Butterfree I've sort of covered with the Gigantamax version, does not look great. Sandshrew, Cantonian, don't like the green on it, should have had Sandslash's colours. Nidoqueen I've already mentioned, but looks very bad because it doesn't continue on how the colour inverted for the rest of the lines were. Clefable and Clefairy, I don't like it, same as Jigglypuff and Wigglytuff, just very minimal green aesthetics. Though Jigglypuff and Wigglytuff do become slightly more purple, so I'll put them above these. Yeah, okay, that's better. Persian can barely tell the difference. Gold Dark, I can tell the difference, just don't like the difference. Machop, don't like the green on any of the four of the lines. Alolan Golem looks absolutely terrible and is one of my least favourite Alolan Pokemon in general, or Alolan regional variants. Surfetch'd is possibly the worst shiny in the entire franchise. Or Alolan Farfetch'd, I think it is. Surfetch'd is technically a Gen 8 Pokemon. Haunter and Gengar. Haunter only has the blue tongue, and Gengar barely changes its colour tone. I just don't like these in general. Onix, oh, they could have gone with like the Crystal Onix from the anime. They could have gone with something so much better. Alolan Marowak, don't like the blue on it. Really don't. Horsey and Seadra. I'll give Seadra the benefit of that. It looks okay, but nothing more than D. The colours are nice, like the purple and the orangey red. It looks okay. Horsey looks terrible in my opinion. I don't like the green it has. Can barely tell the difference with the Galarian Mr. Mime. Really don't know what they're going for this. Scyther, just... Okay, so the pink looks nice, but if they changed the green to like a purple maybe, that could have been so much better. Jinx, just don't like Jinx in general, so its shiny isn't gonna help it, and it doesn't. It looks bad. Really, really bad. Flareon just looks terrible. Just washed out variant of a regular Flareon, which is not great. Zapdos and Moltres looks very, very, very bad. Like, you can barely tell the difference with Zapdos. You can tell the difference with Moltres, but I don't want to see that difference, it's bad. Dragonite, or Dragonite, I love Dragonair, and I plan on using a shiny Dratini in an eventual playthrough of one of the mainline games, whatever that may be, Sword Shield, Scarlet Violet, whatever it may be. Actually don't know if the Dragonite line is in Sword and Shield. I know it's in Scarlet and Violet. So if I can get my hands on a shiny, I'm just not going to evolve it from Dragonair. And I've never done that with any Pokemon. Mega Mewtwo X and Mega Mewtwo Y. I do like Mega Mewtwo Y, I actually like it quite a lot, but due to my bias of Pokemon that shouldn't have multiple Megas or gimmicks in general, which is why it's an F. Mega Mewtwo X in general deserves to be an F, but my bias has to put them both there to not pick any favourites. Galarian Weezing just looks so bad. It could have been so much better, just a brown... No, it could have been so better. And Jolteon, I don't know why they chose green. Honestly, this is one of the more confusing shinies. Why did they choose green here? It just could have been so much better. I don't know. Off the top of my tongue, if they went for a golden, really toned in on that yellow aesthetic, or an orange or something, I'm not sure. Like maybe do a colour inversion, make it white with the main being yellow. I don't know. But this has been my tier list. Next episode will be covering all the Gen 2 Pokemon all the way up to Celebi, so that's Chikorita to Celebi. That will be coming out soon, so I hope you've enjoyed today's video at the very least. Have a lovely day. This has been Violet from High Cards, and goodbye now.